Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my budget for the month of June. So if you're new to the channel, let me give you an update. I work with something, or I do something that's called a zero-based budget, meaning I plan to use every single dollar that hits my account. Every dollar is assigned before the month even starts, and I try my best to stick to that budget. And by the end of the month, there should be $0 in my account because I use everything in my account. And I don't like to say spend because I use it for different purposes. Sometimes I spend the money, but sometimes I save the money. Sometimes I invest the money. So I like to use the word use, so that covers more things, as opposed to spending just sounds like shopping or maybe even like wasting money. So I try to assign my money to different purposes. So let's jump into this month. So first, as always, is housing at 27%. So for me, my housing is my rent, my utilities, as well as my phone bill. So that's 27% of my take-home pay. Next is living. That is 22%. Living is food expenses, really just like day-to-day type things, food, shopping, household supplies, anything that I may need to just like live. That's that. Next is a new category at 5%. We're just going to name that undisclosed for now. I am going to talk about that in a video that'll come out later, hopefully this month. But for now, I'll just keep that a secret, and I'll tell you about it later. Next is 1%, and that is subscriptions. So like my Netflix, Amazon Prime, things like that, that's 1%. Next is investing, that's 2%. I made a couple videos earlier in the year about me wanting to start investing, and it's really just a start. Like 2% is not enough. I do have other goals right now that I'm focused on more. But once I buy the house, that investing is going to go like way up. But for now, it's just 2% of my take-home pay. Next is tithing. That's 10%. I made a whole video about why I choose to tithe, even though I'm in debt and have other financial goals. You can go check that out if you want. Next, at 6%, are sinking funds. Again, I have other videos explaining sinking funds, but every month I put money aside for those to fill those up, like Christmas gifts, car insurance, vacations. So I put 6% towards that every month. Next is a buffer. That's at 3%. Buffers are just like unplanned things because something always happens. So you can't plan for everything. So I just put like a little bit of money aside just in case, like who knows what happens. So that's what that 3% is for. Let's see. Next, 2% is treat yourself. That's just literally me treating myself to anything that I would want. Small things, because 2% is not a lot of my take-home pay. So just it's like permission to splurge on me, basically. Next, at 1% is Father's Day gift, because Father's Day is in June. So planning a gift for my dad to have for Father's Day. Next is car insurance. So as I was saying, those sinking funds that I have, so every month for this year, I've been putting money aside towards a car insurance sinking fund. And June is the month that my car insurance is due. Now, if I hadn't had those sinking funds, it would be like hundreds of dollars that's due this month. But because I've been putting money aside, it's drastically less than that. And now it's only 2% of my take-home pay that's coming out of this month's check, right? And so I'm going to combine what's in the sinking fund with the money that I have in my account right now. But the majority of that is from the sinking fund, and like a really small amount is from June's money. I hope that makes sense. So it's just the rest that's owed for the car insurance. So that's what that 2% is for. And this is why we have sinking funds, people, because if not, I wouldn't have a lot of money to put towards my housing goal for this month. So this is why we have sinking funds. Let it be a lesson to you. Next is travel at 8%. That's a new budget for me. So I have a couple trips planned. One is with my family. So we're going to the beach sometime this summer, and I have to put in for my part. So that's what part of that travel is for. And then another thing is a trip planned in October. I'm supposed to be going to LA. I booked my ticket already, but we don't have a place to stay yet. So we have to figure that out. But my flight is booked. We catching flights. We getting outside in 2021. Get that vaccine if you haven't got it yet. But yep, so 8% is going towards travel. And last but not least, at 13% is the housing fund. So that is going towards my house. Now, if you saw the last video that I put out, you know that I have around $7,500 saved for my home, which I do think is enough to cover my closing costs and then some. So I don't have to keep putting as much money towards that. I think like the more money the better, because who knows like what could happen. I could get a house that needs like renovations and things. Who knows, hopefully not like major renovations, because I'm not prepared for that. But anyway, I guess my point is I think it's okay that I don't have as much going towards it this month, but I'm still able to put like a pretty good chunk towards that goal. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you saw last month's budgeting video, I told you that I'm supposed to be getting paid from a freelance thing that I did, freelance photography, and they were supposed to pay me in May. At the time that I'm recording this video, it is June 5th, and guess who still has not gotten paid by them? Whoo, when I tell y'all, like, I just want to be paid and like done with this like back and forth. I did this project February of 2020. It is now June of 2021, and I still have not been paid. And it's not even a huge amount of money. It's $250. Just give me the money. Like, whoo, I'm ready to be paid, and they're working my nerve on this because it really shouldn't take all this to get the money. What was that? April, we set up like a whole direct deposit thing, and they still haven't paid it. I'm very frustrated, if you cannot tell. But I mention it because my budget is like planned around that. If that money doesn't come, then I won't be able to put as much money towards the house fund. All the other stuff still has to be paid for. The only thing that's like up for debate is the house fund. So if they don't pay me that, then my house fund will be a little smaller than projected. Hopefully I get paid this month though. We'll see what happens. But that's it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.